Grandma, what did you do when you were my age?
Oh, well, I did a lot of theater in my time.
Theater?
Yes, child, theater.
I had no idea there was theater in Iran.
Why, yes, traditional Iranian theater dates back to approximately 2,500 years ago. There were two eras of Iranian theater, before the arrival of European theater and after the arrival of European theater.
What was it like before European theater?
Well, before Iranian plays mostly consisted of improvisation with very little written down. Common forms of traditional Iran theater included satirical pieces that focus on important social situations of the time, puppetry, and dances related to religious rites. For example, Iran is known for developing the only form of Islamic religious epic drama known as taziyeh.
What about after the arrival of Europeans?
Well, in 1878, European-type plays were introduced to Iran. However, sweet granddaughter, the country has done a good job of keeping authentic theater. For example, contemporary Iranian performances involve a performer on stage with a digitally projected parze. Do you remember what parze means?
I know, it means screen.
Why, you are so smart. It does mean screen. So anyways, the screen shows a certain scene or theme that is relevant to the performance.
What were the stories about?
There are many types of stories, but what the common thing was telling a story that has a moral behind it while keeping the various production elements simple. Unlike Western theater, various production elements such as setting or various lighting techniques are not prominent in Iranian theater. Now let me ask you, do you think there's a difference between Iranian theater and Western theater?
Oh, no way!
But there is. You see, the only similarity between Western and Iranian theater is the focus on costumes. For example, I was once a part of a performance piece that symbolized the joining of newlyweds. For the performance, I needed to wear 7 skirts on top of each other. The point was to create a very full and intricate skirt that would highlight all of the twirls we did in the performance.
7 skirts? That's a lot!
It sure was. It sure was a splendid evening, though. That's when I actually met your grandfather. Aww. Anyway, there are many genres of Persian theater. The two most popular ones were known as Nakali and Taziyeh.
Can you tell me about the mummy?
Yes, let's start with Nakali. Nakali is the oldest form of traditional Persian theater and is a form of storytelling that is done alongside music and dance. Oftentimes, the Shahnameh, an epic poem written by the famous Persian poet Ferdowsi, is often the story being told. Very little props were used during the play. Props that were used include a stick, which can be used by the storyteller to differentiate between characters or objects. Other common props that were used include drums or bells. It was usually done in private places such as houses, the bazaar, or coffee houses. Recently, however, Nakali has been done on grander scales such as the radio, television, and the theater.
And what was the other one? Tapatalugala? Or was it Tapatio? Oh, I don't remember.
Taziyeh. This was another form of traditional religious theater. The drama of the story was usually conveyed through music, narration, prose, and singing. One thing that was very important was the instrumental and singing music. Without the music, Taziyeh was nothing.
Really? How can music be that important?
Well, you see, the music was needed to create various sounds, which helps to create the atmosphere of the story.
Like boop boop ba-doop, la la la. So what were the Taziyeh stories about?
Like the Nakali, Taziyeh often takes the story of the Shahnameh. The common themes of this epic poet include heroic tales of love, sacrifice, and the defeat of evil. Many people like Taziyeh to the dramatic European operas. Do you remember the opera your mother took you to, Les Miserables?
Yeah, they had pretty dresses.
Yes, well, the stories are kind of like that. They were often performed outdoors in temporary structures called takiyas. Takiyas were built around the time for the morning of the Muharram and varied in structure and design. The only thing among the takiyas was the stage was always built low to the ground in order to create an intense dynamic between the actors and the audience.
Mommy, we should go watch a play together.
Of course! And you're in luck because there are many Iranian plays outside of the country. With the harsh censorship laws in Iran, it can be difficult for playwrights to express themselves.
Are they always played by Persian people?
Not all the time. That's the challenge with creating a play outside of the theater. It can be difficult to always find Iranian actors to fill the roles. But I've known many directors to say that as long as the actor is good, they will often cast the person as long as they can pass for Middle Eastern. That's when talent and makeup are most handy.
Mommy, can I be an Iranian actor?
Of course, and there are so many Iranian theater groups throughout the nation. There's one in Los Angeles run by a famous actress named Shora Akdashlu, and there's Darvag, and that's in Berkeley.
Hey, that's close to us.
It sure is. And what's nice about it is that not only does it run original Iranian plays, but also translations of famous plays by famous playwrights such as Chekhov.
I wonder if there's any famous people that I know.
There might. There are a lot of famous playwrights that not only write plays but many movie scripts as well. For example, Tarangi Yekhazarian founded the Golden Thread Middle East Center Stage in San Francisco and also started an annual festival of short plays known as Reorient.
I wonder if anyone watches them.
Oh, you would be surprised how much the theater groups have done to incorporate Iranian theater into American society.
It's so cool that they do that.
It really is truly commemorable. And it's important because it gives this chance for playwrights to explore controversial issues. Many playwrights struggle with how they want to portray controversial issues. Oftentimes, there are religious and cultural differences that will often lead to the criticism of a piece. For example, Stoning, an Iranian play featured at the Reorient Festival, was criticized for showing behavior that many Iranians would not do and for promoting negative stereotypes of Middle Eastern families. As members of the Middle Eastern community, we are fully aware of the fine line between representing Iranian culture and teaching people about it versus echoing negative stereotypes that people are already fully aware of.
Wow, that was such a good story. Thank you, Mommy.
Anytime.